Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will be looking at Azure Security Center and what it is and how we can use it. Microsoft Azure Security Center is really a backbone of another product called Microsoft Monitoring Agent. So let's take a look at Microsoft Monitoring Agent first. This software gets installed on the servers or your VMs. It doesn't matter that it can be a Windows or Linux because uh, it can work on both cross-platform also. Once this agent is installed, it actually gives you the flexibility of what kind of actions are going on that machine, like events it reads, and then it's going to pass that information to Azure Security Center within the Microsoft Azure portal. So this is the Azure Security Center. So I did actually show you in the previous lecture how to enable this a little bit, like you need to go to the Security Center and then click on upgrade, so that it's gonna cost you starting enabling with the some kind of costing and pricing. If you just go to here, you can check out here, this is the step where you need to upgrade. Once you have done this upgradation, automatically this gets charged as per the pricing which is mentioned here. And post to that, if you're trying to test this as the trial edition, you can very well do that. That is just for the 30 days of the free trial. Post to that, these are the charges going to apply. Now I have single VM and I need to push the agent also if I'm trying to install. So this is where actually I need to set the install to be push the agent. So in my case, I have configured my virtual machine to shut it down so that I can show you that the agent is not at install or something like that. So let me show you what I'm trying to do before I go ahead and do all this. So I just wanted to show the recommendations. You see here, these are the recommendations which are coming up here, and I wanted to just duplicate this and I wanted to start my VM. I'm starting my VM here. This is start. That's going to start the VM. This might take some time. In the meantime, we can go within this demo for Azure Security Center. So what would happen is once you configure the Security Center recommendation, you need to go ahead and install that agent. If you don't do it also, it's going to actually push automatically. That's how it's going to work. So what exactly these monitoring agent are going to do is it's going to actually collect all the events from the server and it's going to pass it to Security Center within the Microsoft Azure, and data is going to be sent to the Security Analytics engine, which is a built-in engine which uses in the background machine learning and all other best practices based detections it does, and it can give you the threat detection alerts, tailoring recommendations, how we can secure our workloads. All that would be in the backend it would be processed, and this is based on actual traffic and workloads performed on that server. So it's just like a lot of other products what we have looked at in the past lessons. There's a aspect of machine learning, all that it would be in the background it would be taken care, and that's how you would be getting most trusted information for detects the threats or whatever the recommendation it's gonna show you in these workloads from the Security Center will be showing up here. I did actually talk about installation, all that. That means I'm talking about infrastructure as a service capacity, but how about platform as a service model? Yes, like a platform as a service model also, automatically the agent gets actually pushed out, and then you would be getting that information. So in the PaaS model also you get the recommendations within the Security Center. That's how Microsoft is gonna push up automatically without asking us. So that's the agent, it will be there. Let's also check what exactly the documentation talks. So the first one would here the policy management. There is another lecture which is going to come as the policy management, but let me talk on that now also. So if I just go to the security recommendations, you can actually look at under recommendations policies and settings. This is where you can see here the policies and settings can be configured. So these are the top level management group and one subscription. So you would define a kind of standard, a kind of settings so that that specific settings and the building settings, or maybe standards like a region or the naming standard, all that can be automatically configured as a policy, and that can be applied. So these are the recommendations which are coming up here. You see here, now it's not configured me to disable the subscription specific uh, targets. I can do it, but at this point of time this is how it is configured, because Security Center gives you in a two-way. One would be the free one, other one would be the standard one. Standard one will be giving you the more information about your resources that you have within your Azure. So in my case, I'm actually using the Security Center as the standard tier, so that's what I'm currently using. Now I can actually look at my security policies also can be configured here. This is the policies that can be configured and apply. For example, here ISO 27001 configuration I can add, or more standards I can configure here based on my standards which I wanted to apply for my this company. So you can apply right directly from the security policy. So these configurations, it's going to actually show you in the security configurations, also coming up in the Security Center. And similarly, you can customize initiatives, all that would be configured here. And now you can see view effective policy, whatever the policies are applied. So you see here under identity specific, you have a maximum of 3 owners should be designated for a subscription, or it not exist. So such kind of policies and the best practices that are already configured, and I should be able to see from directly from my Security Center. So these are all the specific to the policies and compliances, and over the period of time you can check out here. You see here the continuous monitoring for your compliance policies. It was started maybe close to 60, and it has fallen down to 30 plus, and it is even lower on that part. So you know that the compliance is over time, it is actually going down. So you would actually get a more focus why this kind of overall complaints is policy complaints is getting down. Based on that, you can analyze such kind of reports, or based on the topology or the traffic, and you can assess that based, and you can also fix it. So let me show you some of the quick fix that I can do it. See you here, if you see here recommendations, I can see here network traffic specific agent is not yet installed, so I can simply quick fix that would actually gonna fix on this machine by remediating this. So in a minute it's gonna actually apply that specific setting on my computer, and that would actually gives me some kind of score. So I'm actually saving this information, so I might have to wait, but otherwise I can move from here. Similarly, if you see here installing the agent was not there, such things you can quick fix directly right from here by clicking on this. So these are the options that you have it, and you see here there are 9 different problems you have. Out of this 7 are the high severity, so you can sort here based on that severity level and try to understand what is the important and what's the score of that. For example, here compared with the 5, there is a 50% of the scoring is enabled, that is MFA should be enabled on accounts with the permissions on yours. So in my case this is a subscription, and for this subscription whoever the user, that's the Pavan Kumar, so for him I need to configure MFA. So it's gonna actually creating a conditional access policy automatically for that specific users, or we can enable baseline security policy, use the policy, so that it's going to actually ask for the multi-factor authentication, and that would give me a 50 points here. That actually improves my score. And similarly, install endpoint protection solution on a virtual machine. So this is gives me another 15 scores. So I can install agent directly, anti-malware. So simply create, and want me to exclude any of the policies or extensions, nothing. I simply click on OK. That's actually pushing the agent. So right from the Security Center you can remediate the security issues or security concerns. That would actually gives you a lot of confidence on the best practices that are Microsoft recommending for you. So this is one other advantage. And now let's have a look on it, other disk encryption and apply it to be virtual machine. This is, if I start doing this, it would gives me the specific machine must be, a disk should be encrypted. So for that they are asking for us to do the encryption here. If it is not enabled, say simply edit and do that changes so that the encryption would happen. So in my case I don't want to do it now because this is a production for me, but if I really wanted, I can do the encryption here so that it's actually show me as it is encrypted. And because I'm working on that machine also at this point of time, I don't want to risk, so I'll just leave that. And these are in a just-in-time network access is for that specific time you want an access within that network. This gives you a great opportunity for you, so you can set up that configuration also. Like simply take this and enable JIT agent on that machine. So these are the advantages what you have with this. So now I have already configured, so let me go back here and like recommendations. If I just refresh, it should actually fix few of them at least. So it's just the, and some of them might take some time to pull that information back for us. But you can check out other computing specific score, like built-in vulnerability assessment solution was not done on that machine. You can do the like this. You would be getting a lot of remediations, lot of action points directly from the security center. So I was talking about all these configuration. Apart from this, you can also do the threat specific. I did already talked about. You can do that, and also you can block brute force attacks if that specific VM is getting some access issue or SQL specific one. Then you can do all these configurations can be automatically configured, and that would be a really great tool for us to configure any kind of security concerns right directly from here. And you can check out here security alerts would come up if anything wrong, like a user specific or threat production, you would be getting it. And also if you have any of the IoT hub specific, you would be getting data that's a SQL specific recommended here. Identity access specific, for example, MFA was not enabled for my admins, my subscription, then it's going to give me an error. There should be more than one owner assigned, that should be there, but didn't have a more than one owner. So such kind of information it's going to give you. And also keyword specific, we did talked about any kind of encryption or PKI or passwords would be stored into the keyword. So keyword specific things also come up here. And this is a really great useful tool. We shouldn't be ignore this tool. This gives you all the recommendations within the Microsoft at the subscription and including the policies and management side also. I really like this tool. I hope this is useful for you. Thank you for watching this.